everyone, I'm Suzanne. Welcome. In today's video, I am going to share with you some amazing anthologies about women. Now, I have some that are written for children, some for both adult and children, and I have one that is very much adult only. This is the third video of a 5-part series that I am doing in celebration of Women's History Month, and each of those 5 videos I'm showcasing some amazing books about women. If you like the sound of this and if this interests you, please make sure to hit like below and hit the subscribe button and the little bell to be notified when I upload the final 2 videos for this series. Now, the first one, if you watch my videos, you might have seen this in the background. And this is The Fantastically Great Women. And there's 3 books in here. And this is by Kate Pankhurst. 3 fantastically great books. And yes, they are. They're adorable. This one is called Great Women Who Worked Wonders. And this one is Great Women Who Changed the World. And the final one is Great Women Who Made History. Give you a look inside. So these are really colorful. They have all these little cute little bits of information throughout. Do I have that upset? Oh, we do. Yeah. Just opening on the same one. This one is a lot of fun. It gives kids something to look at. I think this one is great for quite a wide range in terms of children's ages. So the next one I'm going to show you, this one is called Her Story, 50 Women and Girls Who Shook Up the World. We've been reading this one for months. It's part of our daily reads that we do. And that video will be linked below and up above if you want to see what we're reading on a daily basis. And this is one of them. And my daughter is 7. She loves this book. I love it too. She definitely loves it as well. And they have lovely illustrations throughout, and there's just enough information to give you the highlights of somebody for sure. Not too much information that a child gets bored, and you can certainly look up even further details if you find somebody you like. And what I loved about this, it had women that I had heard of before, for example, Amelia Earhart. I say that because she seems to be in many, many anthologies. But there was a lot of women in here that I was introduced to for the first time. But it does hit some of the key players that we do know of, that we would like our kids probably to know about, like Helen Keller. We have these flags because I had flagged the African American women in this book for our Black History Month. The third one is Women Who Changed the World. And that is 50 Inspirational Women Who Shaped History. And this one could be for children or adults. What I like about it is the simplicity of this book. They have a picture. So this is Mary Wollstonecraft. In blue, it has biography. So when they're born, when they died, that sort of information. And then they have a fact file under each. And this is point form information, key points about the person that you'd like to know about. And then I love this part as well. It has a timeline for their life and what happened. So the date, Mary Wollstonecraft, and then related events. And that's for every person in this book. And I love that they're doing a cross-section of women across time. The next 2 books here are about women in history and science. And I definitely want to show you these because they're very different in design, even if they have some of the same key players. So this is definitely going to be your preference on which book you might like to have or read. This one is called Trailblazers, 33 Women in Science Who Changed the World, and that's by Rachel Swaby. And there are no pictures in here at all. And the stories range from 2 to 4 pages per person. I'm going to read you the headings under table of contents. It gives you an idea quickly of what type of women that they're featuring. The first is technology and invention. Then we have the earth and stars, health and medicine, and biology. And I love the layout of this, especially if you want to find out about somebody in particular, which is very different from the next one. And that one is Women in Science, 50 Fearless Pioneers Who Changed the World. Written and illustrated by Rachel Ignoski. And this one has many illustrations. And this is how it's laid out. They have an illustration on one side and the information about the woman on the other side. Here you go. Many different colors, so it's really colorful, which hopefully will catch a child's eye. I do have a couple of flags in here I wanted to show you. I thought these were cute. Now this is a timeline, again, illustrated. And they illustrated some lab tools. And in the back, they have a glossary, which is also illustrated, and I appreciate. There are no headings, but it is laid out in terms of time, in terms of the timeline. So it starts in 350 CE, and it goes all the way up to 1977 is the last woman reference. The next book I'm going to share with you is the book we're going to do in our daily reads once we finish Her Story, because this is written for children and I think it's a lot of fun. This is National Geographic for Kids, and this is the Book of Queens. Legendary leaders, fierce females, and wonder women who ruled the world. I'm in love with this. I can't wait to read it. I think it's a lot of fun. And this is laid out in terms of time, in terms of a timeline as well. And if you look at this, my daughter was really excited. I showed her a few of the pages earlier. And because they have a section on female pirates as well. You can introduce these women to your children, but it's not too much information that they get bored. And it's really colorful, so it's interesting as well. Rebel, rebel. Women of action. Yes, here we go. Pirate Queens. Present, Aretha Franklin, Dolly Parton, Maya Lin, Ladies of Lore, Ellen DeGeneres, and of course we have Oprah and Beyonce. I think this book is a lot of fun. This is definitely one of my favorites, especially to read with children. I love the fact that it's right up until present day and makes it really interesting and referring to queens of present day. It isn't simply showcasing women in history. It includes all of history right up until modern day. This book is new to our home library, and this is a Smithsonian DK book, and it's called Women Our Story. In this book, the Smithsonian is writing stories about women in history. The stories about women that have been left out of history books, like an encyclopedia for sure. It's going from prehistoric times up until present day and showing all the stories and the impact that women has had on history. And the first is, like I said, the birth of patriarchy. Then we have purity, piety, and property. From empire to enlightenment. Knowledge and power, the age of empowerment, smashing the glass ceiling. We start with the world's first women, from caves to palaces. This is really amazing book. I'm literally just grabbing and going ahead. This is Norse myth reality. Viking expansion. Then we have religion. Sun worship and sacrifice. To fight for liberty. Women of industry. Yeah, there's so many stories in here. Through the ages, medicine. Politics. It really covers a huge range of topics, as you can see. I would highly recommend this one. If you are interested in women in history, this is one I would invest in for sure. And I think you can read this to little kids in small doses. This is a great coffee table book. If you have somebody in your life that's really interested in empowering women, this is a wonderful book. To me, this is a book you can give to many of the women in your life. I'm not sure how you could go wrong in this purchase. This is called Her Story, and it's a timeline of the women who changed America. So this is very specific to America, obviously. Nope. This is the table of contents. This book begins at 1587 and goes to 2010, the year 2010. And the foreword to this book is written by Madeline Albright. I want you to see this. Isn't this amazing? Oh, bruh. This is also a great one to add to your home library or another great coffee table book. And if you're a homeschooler, this is a wonderful book as well. All right, we're in the home stretch. I have 2 books left. This next one I'm going to show you, I left almost to the end because it includes both men and women. This one's a lot of fun. This is called Change Makers, the Pinup Book of Pioneers, Troublemakers, and Radicals. And this is illustrated by Emma Munger. And it's written by Matilda Dixon Smith. And I have to say, with some of these illustrations, it took me by surprise. But this does include men and women. However, there's a huge number of women in here. This is also not going back into history very far. It's focused more on modern day men and women. They're really focusing on those who have had an impact in our society and continue to do so in all different realms, from arts, media, to politicians, to musicians. You name it, they're represented in this book. At least one person is represented in this book. Margaret Atwood. Yeah, it's very different from any of the others, for sure. I would give this to anybody for a Christmas present. I think it would be a lot of fun. They would probably enjoy it. The final book I'm going to show you is not good for children. And this is called Bad Girls Throughout History, 100 Remarkable Women Who Changed the World. And this is by Anne Shen. This one is a lot of fun too. However, there are references to a lot of adult content. I would not read this to my daughter. I think the very first page talks about sex. So yeah, you couldn't read this to a child. But for an adult, so it's a lot of fun. If you have somebody that's interested in history, for sure, and empowering women and remarkable women, this is a fun one for sure. Yeah, so as you see, they have one picture and then they have a write-up. Runs the world, Oprah. Those are all the books I have to show you. Hopefully there's something in there that was of interest to you. I tried to show a wide range of books, which I think I did accomplish in this video. I would love to hear if there's an anthology that you love and would recommend. Please leave it in the comments below. And remember, this is the 3rd video in a 5-part series of books showcasing amazing women. And if you like this video and you would like to see more, please remember to hit like below, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified when the remaining videos go up. I will see you soon with another bookish video.